What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a New Year's Eve makeup tutorial over the look that I'm wearing right now. My plan for this look started out completely different than what it ended up being. I wanted to do a dramatic smoky eye with some purples and this really pretty pigment that I have from NYX Cosmetics, which I still ended up using today. But then I started looking and I started realizing that everyone does the same kind of look. Like, it's always dramatic and smoky and very complicated. So I kind of wanted to be different and kind of knock down a few steps and make it a little bit easier. I hope you guys have a great New Year's. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and without further ado, let's get started. So today I'm going to be focusing on this pigment from NYX. This is in the shade Vegas Baby, and I think this is a perfect pigment for New Year's, and I actually haven't showed it on my eyes on my channel. I actually haven't even used it on my eyes. It's like a really pretty sparkly, blingy, like white gold. It's got a lot of like chunks of sparkle in it, so what better time than New Year's? So the first thing I'm gonna do is prime my eyes, and I'm using this Essence I Love Color Intensifying Eyeshadow Base. I actually just started using this and I really do like it. And then I'm gonna go in with the Essence Lash and Brow Gel Mascara and comb that through my brows. Also, if you ever start noticing that my lips are kind of white, I've been using this Blistex Medicaid Lip Ointment, and it's white, and if you don't rub it in enough and if you apply too much, it just looks chunky and it looks pretty gross actually. In my last video, the entire intro was like goopy white stuff on my face, like on my lips, and it was just like, what is that? Kind of weird, kind of creepy getting over it. So I'm testing out the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette right now, so I'm just gonna try to use all the other shadows that I need aside from the pigment from this palette. So the first thing we're gonna do is go in with the transition shade, and I'm just gonna take one of these like tan matte shades up here at the top. I don't really understand how this is work. Okay, Silk Cream, like what is this? I don't understand. But I'm just gonna take either one of these or both of these and put that in the crease. Oh my God, I didn't say my eye primer. Go back. So the Jaclyn Hill palette doesn't have a matte skin tone colored eyeshadow that would match my skin tone. So I'm gonna go into the Carli Bybel palette. I'm gonna take this matte ivory color and pack this all over my eyelid just to set my eye primer down so there's no drag. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into this lighter transition shade right here. It's the third column over on the top row, and put that all in my crease. But remember, we're keeping this a little bit lighter and more basic, so you don't have to really, we're not gonna really build up a whole lot of color. Then I'm gonna go with that shade right next to it, just a tad bit darker. It's actually pretty similar. It probably won't look much different at all on the eyes, and just put that in the socket of the crease. And then just for a little bit of dimension, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. God, I don't really understand how the names on here are set up. So I think this shade is called Pooter. I'm just gonna lightly take that and put that in the crease as well, but keeping it in the socket, like wherever your, like if you push your eye back, it does that, like that's your socket where there's no bone. I'm just gonna put it in there and just slightly contour the eye a little bit. Probably not gonna show up a whole lot once we put the pigment on, but it makes me feel better to do it. See, if I don't hold my eye taut, I don't know if you guys can see that, but look at these little lines that it causes. I have to hold my eye. I have to do it. People get on to me so bad for, oh, you're holding your eye, you're gonna get wrinkles and stuff. Guys, there are so many things that are gonna cause wrinkles. Choose your own vice. What? How did that happen? This is why you do your eye makeup first, people. This pigment does have a very strong gold undertone to it, so just to intensify that gold undertone, I'm gonna go in with this, just go in with any gold shade. I'm gonna take this one right here in the palette. I believe this is called Queen. I'm not really sure. It's the last shadow on the very far right of this second row. I'm not gonna do anything too complicated. I'm just gonna simply put this all over the eyelid where we're gonna be putting down that pigment just to intensify it a little bit. Because sometimes pigments do work better when there's a similar tone of eyeshadow underneath to act as a base. You can also do this with a cream shadow, like if you have a cream, like a ColourPop shadow or something like that, it'll do the same thing. I'm gonna take this NYX glitter primer, and this is supposed to help the glitter like adhere to your eye better. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. I don't really know how much to take. I've never used this, so I don't know how well it works, but I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty good. So I'm just gonna pat this all over the eyelid from the inner to the outer corner. Usually I don't put any kind of shimmer or glitter in the outer V of my eye, but I wanna do something different today, so we're gonna put the glitter pigment all over the eyelid, basically up to the crease. And I believe you're supposed to work one eye at a time. Ooh. So I don't know how much this will affect the glitter primer. Hopefully it still works, but I'm gonna wet my brush a little bit so I can pick up the product and it doesn't just fly everywhere. I don't know how we're gonna do eyeliner over this. And this is the kind of shade that even though it's got a gold undertone, it kind of pulls silver as well. So if you wanted to do a cool tone look with this, if you wanted to do a neutral or a warm look with this, like it's gonna look good with pretty much anything because it has that really cool like gold silver shift. So I'm just gonna take my blending brush and blend in the crease a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to do false lashes or not, because I know that everyone wants to wear false lashes for New Year's, but I'm not very good at putting on false lashes. So I'm gonna go with the Anastasia waterproof cream color in the shade Jet. This is just a jet black. Okay, so I'm back with eyeliner and mascara on. I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I did. I actually did get the eyeliner to cover. I'm pretty shocked because usually it struggles with shimmery eyeshadows, so let alone a super like sparkly pigment. But I find that if you go over it too much, that's when it starts picking up the product and it just won't stick to your eyelids. So I just went ahead and did like a medium thickness line. I've actually been enjoying a pretty thick eyeliner lately just because I feel like it makes my eyes look really open. I used to not do that because I thought, okay, I have hooded eyes slightly, so I need to do a thin line so that it doesn't, you know, make my eyes look even smaller. But I actually find that it makes my eyes look bigger and wider and more open, like doll eyes. So I kind of like to go a little bit more thick, like right on the center, like right where it curves up. And then I went in with my L'Oreal Miss Mega Rock. This is discontinued, but you can find it on Amazon and eBay and places like that. This is a bomb mascara. Like this is literally false lashes in a tube, so I highly recommend this. It's pretty cheap. I got like a lot of 3 for $14, $13, something like that. I was gonna do false lashes just because it's a special occasion, but I don't really feel the need to, and plus I feel like most of us, like most people, don't put on false lashes. So I'm trying to keep this basic and easy. And I forgot to mention I went in with this matte black, which is called Abyss, which is super dark, super jet black, really smoky. It's like a carbon black and I really do like it. And I just kind of set my eyeliner in place and just kind of smudged it out a little bit just to give more of like a smoky effect. And then moving up to eyebrows, I'm gonna go in with my favorite eyebrow pencil. This is the NYX Precision Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. I've been enjoying more of a natural brow lately, so I really don't try to over draw my brow or overfill it in. I just kind of like outline it and then run through it with a spoolie and just let whatever is dispersed from the outline to go through my brows, if that makes any sense. Actually, you know what? Before I do my brows, I'm tired of looking at all this glitter and nastiness on my face. I'm gonna go in with my Rosewater spray and just clean all this up. So first I go in with my Reviva Labs one and I just spray this on a cotton round and wipe my face down with this. P.S. Cotton rounds from Myers suck. I got eyeliner all over my hands and I can't get it off. And then I go in with the Sooae Revitalizing Rose Mist and just spray this all over my face. If you're interested in knowing why I use Rosewater spray and like the benefits and stuff it's had, then I will link a video at the end of this one to go check out because you'll want to watch it. So now that I have my Rosewater spray and my toning and all that stuff done, I'm gonna go into a moisturizer. So I'm gonna use, what am I gonna use? I'm gonna use this one from 40 Carats. This is from TJ Maxx. This is the Carrot and Mango Moisture Splurge. Make sure that you really take the steps to properly prep and prime your skin, because especially if you're gonna be drinking or if you're gonna be out for a long time, your skin is gonna start looking dull. So it's not gonna matter how much you do to it if you don't, you know, properly hydrate and, you know, prep your skin for your face makeup. So now I'm gonna go in with a dewy, glowy primer. This is the Amazing Cosmetics. The label's not on it anymore because I've been using it so much, but this was actually sent to me from Amazing Cosmetics and I love this stuff. I believe it's called Illuminate and Highlight, and this is in the shade Rose. I really want to try the shade Glow. I just saw Nikki Tutorials using it in her videos and it's so pretty, but this one has a little bit more of a coppery rose gold tint to it. And if you have oily skin, you can definitely go in with a mattifying moisturizer. My skin's not that oily. I have pretty normal skin. It's just oily in the T-zone, but I don't really have a problem with greasiness or shininess or anything. So for New Year's, I don't know, I just really like to focus on glowy skin. So while that's absorbing into my skin, I'm gonna go in with a brow bone highlight. So I'm gonna go back to the Carli Bybel palette. So I'm gonna go in with that same shade that I used to set my eye primer and just put this right below the brow. This is also a really good way to clean up any harshness or messiness. You know, sometimes I bring my crease shade up too high, but it's so easily fixed. And then going back in with my crease brush, that big fluffy brush, with no extra product and just kind of going over the crease, not touching the brow bone highlight, just kind of going over that crease shade one more time. So for foundation, I'm gonna go in with the LALA Fox Second Skin Foundation. I have very few foundations that actually match me perfectly, and this is one of them. This is in the shade Sand Beige. Oh my God, I totally forgot. I just got the Clarisonic foundation brush head, and this was free at my husband's job. They give him tons of like thousands of dollars worth of Amazon returns, I believe. I don't know if it's returns or what it is, but this was in the box and he picked it up. I'm so excited. So you know what? Let's go ahead and try it. I know I said I was against this, but that was before it was free. The only thing that wears me out is that my Clarisonic inside isn't all that clean, and it's dirty and it's wet, and there may or may not be mold in it, so hopefully that doesn't affect anything. Oh, brush hair, brush hair, brush hair again, brush hair. Is this real? Like, this is shedding horrendously. Oh, I hope this wasn't used. Should I have washed this first? Am I doing this wrong? Was this used? Is this the real thing? Well, that just killed the battery of my Clarisonic. I don't like it. And then for concealer, I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Makeup Stick Conceal in the shade Follow Your Bisque. Another good option is the Maybelline Master Conceal. I really do like this concealer. I actually might put a little bit of this on under my eyes because I know that this holds up really well. I wish the shade selection was better. Yeah, if I had a choice, I'd probably use the Maybelline Master Conceal. So forget about the Wet n Wild one. I think I'm gonna go in with a cream contour because I feel more comfortable with that. So I'm gonna go in with the Black Up contouring stick in the shade 00. This is more of a bronze shade. So I'm gonna put this on as my bronzer because I haven't really been happy with any, like, what's it called? I can't talk today. I haven't been happy with any powder bronzer lately. So I'm gonna try this. Oh, okay, we're gonna try blending this out because I've seen a lot of people do this and really like it. Okay, that didn't work too bad. Blending out pretty fast. And then for an actual contour, I'm gonna go in with the NYX Wonder Stick in the shade Light Medium. And I'm just going to emphasize my cheekbones a little bit and pretty much just go where I just applied that bronzer. But you don't want to contour with the Black Up one because it's pretty warm. Okay, so then I'm gonna go back up to my under eye concealer and I'm going to set it or kind of bake it. I don't like to do this a whole lot, but you'll be taking pictures and stuff, so we want that under eye area to be really bright. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just pat this under the eyes. Make sure you dab out the creases first because if you do this on top of crease concealer, it'll just set your creases. I do have a full video all about baking if you want to check that out. I'm also gonna go under my contour because I tend to get kind of muddy down there. Also, I'm using the Collab Cosmetics Ultra Fine Loose Setting Powder in the shade Porcelain Ivory. So what I think would be really, really pretty under the eyes, and would be very different but kind of tie in with the red lip. I haven't seen anyone do this, so I'm pretty excited. I just think it'd be really pretty. I'm gonna go in with a red toned eyeshadow on the lower lash line. I'm gonna go into this red toned burgundy shade. It's a matte shade. I don't know how she's got this. This shade called Jax. Wiggle this along the lower lash line, and once you have your placement, then you can kind of start smudging it downward a little bit. Then I'm gonna take a clean blending brush with no product on it and just blend that out and just kind of soften it. You may have to do this a couple of times just to make sure that the red stays intensified, because the first round of doing that basically blends out the red and kind of softens a little bit too much. So I'm gonna go back in for the second round and do the exact same thing. So now, just for an added kick, I'm gonna go in with this shimmery red maroon shade. Again, I think it's called Cran Apple, I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing, but I'm not gonna really smudge it out. I'm just gonna kind of place it along the lower lash line just to kind of, I don't know, just give it a little bit of kick. And then for an inner corner highlight, I'm gonna try this shade right here, which is kind of like an icy pinky silver champagne. It's kind of weird. I don't know how this will work, but I think it's called Obsessed. I'm just gonna pop that in the inner corner. And then I'm gonna go back up to the brow bone highlight, and I'm gonna go in with one of these shades at the top. Either in Light or Beam, whichever one you like. I think in Light is more of just a sheen, but Beam has more of a shimmer to it. I'm not really sure. We're gonna try Beam actually. And let's just put this right below the arch, like the highest point of the eyebrow, just so that when you turn your head, you can kind of see a little bit of that kind of bing. Let's try the other side with In Light and see which one I like better. Okay, I actually like In Light better. Let's go with In Light. Actually, why didn't I think about that? I'm gonna go in with that shade right there that we just used in light or beam, whatever, and top off the inner corner highlight. Because I actually like this one a little bit better because it has that golden undertone to it where it matches the pigment better. I'm gonna sweep away the bake so that I can put on some mascara without it getting all over my lashes. Then I'm gonna use the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara for my lower lashes. I'm gonna sweep away the bake everywhere else and then set my entire face with this collab powder. And a quick little trick if you have a hard time holding a curl with your lashes, when your mascara is almost dry, like not completely, and it's not like you just now applied it, like where it's kind of set a little bit, it's dried, kind of push your lashes up, and I like to look down when I do this and kind of like blink into my finger, and this will really help curl your lashes and open your eye. And look at that, it made such a big difference. Like it really does help hold that curl, and it kind of takes away the need to go back in with like a lash curler, because that can really damage your lashes and pull them out, and that's kind of scary when they get stuck. So yeah, we're done with the eyes. Also, if you want to, you can go in with a nude liner in the rim, but whenever I do that, like eyeliner just doesn't work very well for me in the inner rim, so I'm just not going to do that. So now if you want to, you can go in and kind of intensify the bronzer, the contour, and all that stuff with a powder. So I'm gonna go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Why am I using this brush? I don't want to use this brush. And I'm gonna contour with this Makeover Essentials Contour Kit from Shop Mascara. This is $1. I'm gonna take the Cool Tone shadow in there and put that on my contour. And I'm just gonna do this really lightly. I found that the less you use, the better with contour. Like you don't have to sit there and blend it out forever. Just lightly put it on there and go. Like it'll do the work for you if you're using a good powder. And you might find that by doing your brows before your powder and stuff, like your foundation and powder, you may have to go back in and re-intensify. But I find that when I do my face makeup before my brows, all the foundation and the product gets in my brows, and then it's like I can't cover it up. They become really ashed out and like gray cast. So my memory card got full, and I took it upon myself to actually put on real people clothes. So let's move on to some blush. I'm gonna try this ColourPop blush in the shade Fox. I haven't used these in a really long time, so they're probably pretty dry. I have no idea how it's gonna work. That's why I say we're gonna try it. That's one thing I don't like about ColourPop products, like the Super Shock products, that if you don't use them continuously, like if you're a makeup addict, don't get ColourPop Super Shock products, because you're never gonna use them. Like they're gonna dry out before you can use them all. Like this one, it ain't working. Oh, don't like it. Let's use Milani blush in the shade Bella Bellini. Oh my God, look like a clown. So I really want an intense highlight, so I'm gonna use the Ofra highlighter in the shade Blissful. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set everything before I put on my lipsticks. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. You can use whatever you want though. So moving on to lips, like I said, I'm gonna do a red lip. You can use any red lipstick you like and any red lip liner, but I'm gonna use the lip liner in the shade Bichette from ColourPop. This is literally the only red lip liner I have, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to do this without getting it all over my face. I hate this. So for lipstick, I'm gonna use the ColourPop Lippy Stick in the shade Frenchie, which is a really pretty like classic red. It's like a blue tone red. It's a little bit of a different tone than that lip liner, but as long as you have something similar, it doesn't really matter. So you can leave it here if you want, but I'm gonna take it a step further and do something a little bit different. So I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop lip gloss in the shade, this is a new shade, it's called Imagine. Now this will get all over your teeth, this will not last very long, and it's not the most long wearing thing in the world, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the center just to give a little like, what was that? Actually, let's just put this all over. So that is it for this New Year's Eve makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, follow me on all social media. All the links are below, as well as all the products I used today. And I hope you guys have a great new year and a beautiful day. Mwah.